Hello. Hi. We've just met. Yeah, that's how I roll. Anyway, this is Nearly Headless Legs, just a pair of hands. And I'm here with some CHONNNKY stuff to list on eBay. By the time you see this, they will be live. Isn't that exciting? It's alive. So I'm here with some keywords for you today. My main keywords are Runway, chunky, collar, and power dressing, because who doesn't love a bit of 80s power dressing? So let's pull some out of the bag. I've got 10 items to show you today. I'm going to blatantly self-promote. These are live on eBay right now. If you want to send me some offers on them, if you fancy anything, then please do. I will put a link to my shop in the comments below. And you can also check out keywords on other items that are there as well, and copy and paste listings and do whatever you like. It's your choice. It's my choice. Let's go crazy, kittens. Okay. First one. Pulling out the bag. Look at that. Bit sparkly. That's quite nice, isn't it? And the tag, always look out for tags, because it's good if someone wants to sign their stuff normally. So this is Freedom, which is Topshop, and Freedom at Topshop, the prices on their stuff, like, it's still reasonable starting off prices, and I would buy Freedom at Topshop necklaces from there if I didn't get them secondhand cheaper. So this is a nice kind of rope tone. See, it's all different multi-strands there. How many of them? I think there's 6 there. Swarovski do something quite similar, where they have little Swarovski crystals kind of contained in this sort of like rubberized lace thing. If you can see there. I think they call this Stardust or something like that. And they go for a decent amount as well. So I guess this is kind of like a little bit of a knockoff of this, because it's a very similar, like, Swarovski do a very similar kind of colour one in this sort of greyish blue, which is quite nice. So this is collar length, so it's a multi-strand one, so there's all these strands of beads encapsulated in there, and in a bit of a twist, and that's quite cool. So I've got this listed as a statement, because we're going for a lot of statement necklaces. It's a good keyword to use if you don't know what other keywords to use, okay? Statement necklace, people look for that, so that's good. So statement, blue bead twisted collar necklace, net rope, Runway, chunky, Topshop. And I'll explain Runway in a bit, because there's one item in here which kind of encapsulated the whole Runway sort of keyword. Oh, and I've listed this one at $11.99 with offers. So this one, now this, if you could do that, wait a second, badoink, like, you can't quite use it. You could maybe sort of use it as a, I haven't thought about that actually until now, that maybe you could use it as like a bracelet as well. Oh, that's cool, it's multifunctional. I might add that to the listing actually, possibly. Anyways, right, so we've got some nice turquoise style beads there. That is just like a painted on effect. That will probably rub off. That's not real turquoise, because it's very, very smooth. Very smooth. And then these are like disc shaped beads that have got like a little bit of like, what do they call it? Not burnishing. It's like where it's pressed in. There's like a shape pressed into it. Can't remember the name of it now. And then this is memory wire, so it remembers how it went. A lot of crafters use memory wire to make little necklaces and stuff, for like tiaras and things, bracelets. So this has got a little bit of a Moroccan feel about it, a little bit ethnic, a little bit tribal, good for festival season. It's got little bells, but they don't really jingle jangle that much. That's just me jingly jangling. Embossed, is that what I'm thinking? Possibly. I don't know. Anyways. So yeah, I thought this had a bit of a Moroccan feel about it. Moroccan jewellery and Berber jewellery uses a lot of turquoise and coral and lapis lazuli, and because it's got that kind of like nice holiday-ish sort of look, like people like turquoise for their holidays and things. So for this I've got an ethnic beaded choker necklace, because it sits higher up on the neck. It's wrap around turquoise and silver tone chunky boho. Now if I had more space in there, I would probably include that you could use it as an upper arm bracelet perhaps, or that it's Moroccan in style or inspired, or you could put that it is, I have put that it's silver tone, or you could put that it's got this, like, I can't remember the name of it, effect on there. You could put beaded, I have put beaded, aren't I clever? So yeah, I think that like things like this you could probably find in a few charity shops. These are probably the kind of things that you could pick up or in car boot sales for like 50p to £1. I've got this listed at £9.99 with offers on it. I could also have put in holiday as a keyword on there, but I didn't because I didn't have enough space. I can hear you. The problem with necklaces, they'll get twisted up. Speaking of twists, oh look at that, I should be a TV presenter, shouldn't I? Okay. So this has got some cool keywords on it. Let me find my listing. Okay. Have I spelled that right? Yes. So this I've got down as, again, a statement necklace. It's a bit power dressing. It's a bit 80s power dressing because it's quite bold, quite chonky. But it's not very heavy. It's quite a lightweight sort of one, so it only looks chonky rather than feels chonky. I like saying chonky. This is a plaited effect, or you could even say knotted, or if it was finer, you might be able to say crocheted maybe. But I've got this as a statement plaited chain collar necklace. I could put flat chain, that would work as well, or a flat herringbone chain, or a flat snake chain, those would work as well. Collar necklace, gold tone, 80s power dressing, runway, chunky. So I've got some nice keywords in there, the main words being statement, 80s power dressing, runway, chunky. And again, these are things that you can kind of pick up in charity shops, hopefully. Oh, look at this beastie, hang on. Untangle, untangle. Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. Okay. Now, Shelley sold a kind of similar one to this, but she had, his was all multicoloured. And I think she had a matching bracelet for it as well. There's no name on this one. Now, this is quite heavy, quite solid. These are individual metal beads that have been kind of woven, crocheted together. And there is a spiral around, like a slightly darker twisted gunmetal, kind of grey silver colour. So this one I've got as a statement chunky twist collar necklace, silver tone, crochet beaded, runway metal. Now I could also put in words like punk or industrial, because it is kind of industrial, or gunmetal grey. That would be a good one as well. If I add more words, I would probably try and add, in fact I might take out statement and put in industrial. Yeah, I might do that actually. Yeah, because that is kind of like, you can imagine Marilyn Manson, no. But that is kind of a cool industrial sort of look, but also something that could be worn by your art teacher as well. So I've got this one listed at $11.99 with offers. Next one, we've got something quite simple actually. So you see these in charity shops, or at least I see these in charity shop all the time. This is an unnamed one, and it could be vintage possibly. I've picked up some of these before where they have the A and S written on the back, and the A and S is for Atwood and Sawyer. And that's quite a nice brand to look out for. But this is unfortunately unbranded. Avon do a lot of these as well that are quite nice. They're very simple. It's alright. It's quite pretty. If you had like a little black dress, like that would look quite cool with it, quite bold. So it's just enamel on there. So that'll be like a cold set enamel. So just painted on with like a resin over the top. Again, there's no signatures or anything in the back there. And this is it's not a herringbone chain. Anyway, it's a flat chain there. So people do look out for flat chains as a keyword as well, because they like them flat against the skin. So this one I've got as a retro 80s, because I'm not quite sure if it's vintage. So if you're not sure if it's vintage, retro is a good one, a good word to substitute. So I've got this as retro 80s, red enamel, collar necklace, pointed V, flat chain, gold tone, power dress. I would have put power dressing, but I run out of characters. This one, because it's not named, it's not anything particularly special, I've got it as $8.99 with offers. It's still pretty, it's still good for, you know, nice cocktail dress use. Looks kind of cool. But it's not a hugely special one anyway. At least I don't think so, I don't know. Don't judge me. Okay, we got a long one. We have a long one. Okay. So this is a rather long. So last time we were talking about lengths of necklaces. So this is a sort of matinee kind of length. Andrea Hill's kindly put on her Instagram a little diagram of all the lengths of necklaces. They do vary quite a lot as to who's explaining them, but it gives you a good guide anyway, so check out Andrea's Instagram for that picture. Got lobster claw on there, so it's not vintage, but it does look vintage, like as in it's again that kind of 80s power dressing or even 90s kind of hip hop sort of look almost, which you can choose as an option, I think, in style maybe, or theme. Or you can just add it yourself, like I sometimes do. So this is a twisted rope. It's individual chain, like individual kind of loops all put together into this twisted chain. It's quite heavy. It's got a really good weight to it. Again, there's no markings or anything on it. Trust me, it's not gold. If this was gold, I'd be in Barbados. This would be in the pawn shop and I'd be in a different country. So, and there's no brand names or anything like that. Always look on these like little tags as well, because sometimes they have a name written on there or like on a hanging tag, but this has got nothing, unfortunately. So this one I've got statement 80 style rope necklace, twisted gold tone, runway. Again, I'm going to come back to that one at the end because I've got something cool to show you. Metal power. So again, for power dressing. But you could also use, say, like punk or hip hop, bold, CHONNNKY. And you can also wrap it around a couple of times around your neck as well. So I've taken a picture of it like as one loose one. So one just hanging down like that. And then one as a choker length like that as well. It's kind of punk rock. Okay, so next one is kind of similar, as in, this is a silver tone one, chunky chain, very chunky chain, this one, with a toggle clasp. I'm not sure if it's original to this, but it works. And if there was a little padlock on there, I would say it's very kind of Sid Vicious, Sex Pistols kind of style. But this is cool, it's a bit punk, a bit industrial. Really, really chunky, but still reasonably lightweight. Okay, so for this one, where's my listing for this one gone? Okay, again, we've got statement, chunky chain, collar necklace, runway, silver tone, industrial goth punk. I can't remember if I've been telling you the prices for these. For this one I've got as $8.99 with offers. I think the last one I had is $9.99 with offers. Right, this is a cool one. I think I've got a brand new tags one, very similar to this. Might be from Accessorize, I'm not sure. But this has got, it's almost Egyptian in its kind of style. Like with that, like proper collar length with the V and the gold tone. There's like a little bit of like rope there. It's got a faux snake skin. At least I hope it's faux, but it is. You can tell. Like that's just like a faux leather or something. So snake skin, grey, black kind of colour. It's all these panels. So you might want to put panelled necklace. You can see the underside. There's no marks or anything. There's no maker's names and there's nothing on the tags to signify who makes it. But I'm sure it's accessorised, but I won't put it in the title because I don't know for certain. I mean, accessorised would have a little hanging tag with an A on it, but this one doesn't, so never mind. But this is a cool one. You could say it's a bib necklace. You could say Cleopatra, Egyptian Revival. For this I've got statement snakeskin collar necklace, Runway chunky gold tone, black grey pointed. This is really cool to wear. Like I'd wear this with a white shirt. Actually, I'd wear this with anything because I'm not I like to mix and match styles and things, and I would honestly just wear this to Tesco's. I don't care. But say again, little black dress, with some other gold, like earrings or something would look pretty cool. It is a bit 80s power dressing as well. I like it. So I've got this one listed at $14.99 with offers. I think that's pretty reasonable. Oh, I love this one. Look at that. See all these like different bits of geometric change in this. We've got circles, squares and triangles, and it's in a bunch of different colours. So there's like a light, like a white metal, like a silver colour, a gold metal, and like a gunmetal kind of colour. So there's 3 colours of metal in there. This on the hang tag, it says Zara. So Zara necklace probably would have been about £20–25 brand new, maybe. Something like that. But this is really cool. Oh. And surprisingly, even though there's like pointed stuff in there, it feels quite nice. It's really quite smooth. So for this one, I've got a statement mixed metal collar necklace, geometric chain, tricolour or tricolore if you are French, but we're not. Runway CHONNNKY. And this one I've got up as $11.99 with offers. God, I am blatantly self-promoting, aren't I? Come and buy stuff from my store. And then I can buy more jewellery, and then I can show you the jewellery, and then you can buy the jewellery, and then I show you the jewellery. It never ends. Okay, so this is the last item from the bag, and this is probably my favourite bit, and this is where the use of the word runway kind of really comes into its own. Now, runway, as far as I can kind of gather, is almost like a way of saying designer, but not designer. It has a kind of a designer feel about it. There's something a little bit gauche, a bit Gucci, a bit, that kind of thing about it. Very 80s kind of look. I mean, you could imagine this on, what video am I thinking of? Music video. Like Addicted to Love, like the girls in the black dresses with the slick back hair. You could imagine them wearing something like this. Peter Gabriel, isn't it? Yeah, might as well face it, you're addicted to love. Anyways, yeah. So that's what I kind of think the runway look is. And I've seen it a lot more in descriptions of things, bold items, things that are sort of copies of designer dresses and things like that are on the runway at the moment, or like the last season stuff that are just filtering down into the shops. But that's my interpretation of them. So it's a beastly piece. This will sit so nicely on your collarbone. There is some tarnishing, not gonna lie, and I've said that in the listing as well. So there's a bit of wear to the pearls, and there's a bit of tarnish and light discoloration like to the gold tone, but I still think it's cool. Again, I would wear this. This is, yeah, if I wore this would look punk. Yeah. Okay, so for this one I've got statement CHONNNKY collar necklace, heavy chain, faux pearl, power dressing runway. Now, I got this up at the bargain price of $12.99. If it was in perfect condition, I would go for a lot more on that one because it is just so awesome. Oh, I do love it. Might go and try it on in the mirror in a second. Right, so that's everything. I'm going to pile these back on here and take my chunky pictures. Let's see how they all look together. Look at that chunkiness. Whoa. That's so cool. Okay, so these are now live. I will upload this video and take a nice picture of this to put on it. If you have any further comments, please leave them below. Give me a one of them if you want to, or one of them if you want to, or one of them if you want to. Come and visit my shop. Please buy things off me so I can continue to buy things. It's the circle of life. And if you like to leave any extra keywords down there for people as well to help out, that would be cool. Or if you have any suggestions or any requests for the next video or a next video. I think I might do some bracelets or some rings next or something. Mix it up a bit because I've done a lot of necklaces recently. But yeah, just let me know in the comments below. And, 20 minutes. I've done that really quite quickly today. I normally gab on for ages. Right, well, thank you for joining me. Excuse my blatant self-promotion. I'm a naughty person, what can I say? Anyways, I will catch you all on the flip side. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.